Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of What's in Theaters, a show where we talk about movies, movie news, streaming, and do some trailer reactions. I'm your humble host with the most, Jeremy Stone, with a face for radio and a voice for print. Speaking about voices not for print, James Earl Jones. So apparently, the iconic Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, is stepping away from the role of Darth Vader. Let's see. James Earl Jones steps back from voicing Darth Vader, signs off on using archived recordings to recreate voice with AI. Now, if you saw Rogue One, the that came out after Episode 7, it was a prequel to Episode 4. You could hear when he was voicing Darth Vader. Like, you could tell it was a little off. You could tell the age. You could hear it in his voice. But I'm not complaining that he was there. I mean, it was great to have him, but you could notice it. You notice a little difference. James Earl Jones, who has voiced Darth Vader for nearly 50 years of the Star Wars film, seems to be stepping away from the role. According to Vanity Fair, the 91-year-old actor has signed off on archived voice recordings being used by young filmmakers who plan to utilize archived intelligence synthetic voice technology to recreate Jones's younger voice from his previous films for future Lucas projects. Now, that part's interesting because essentially they're still going to go back to Darth Vader. So, you got the prequels. Yeah, you got the prequels, the great trilogy, and then you got the sequel trilogy. So even if it's a video game, they're still saying, hey, we plan on kind of still sticking in with that main timeline, which, I mean, it's nice to see it move forward. I mean, Mandalorian did do a little bit. I think it's kind of like after episode 6. So it is nice to see them kind of branching forward, even though it's Mandalorian is still a prequel to episode 7. But it's just interesting that in that core Star Wars timeline, they still can't seem to like let go of it. I mean, granted, the prequels, varying degrees of success, some criticisms. Episode 7, I thought it was fantastic. Episode 8, not so much. And then when you got to episode 9, oh my God, that thing was atrocious. So in a sense, I can understand why they keep going to that timeline of episode 4, 5, and 6. But I don't know. I just move on, move forward. That's why I'm gonna put my ugly mug on full screen. But you can look at least Darth Vader. You don't have to look at me. But that's what I looked at I kind of watched the Andor series, the first 3 episodes they dropped, and it was fine. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, this is a prequel. It's doubling down on the prequels. Andor is a prequel series to a prequel movie, Rogue One, which is a prequel to A New Hope. And so it's like you're doubling down on the prequel. So any threat of danger to Andor or any of the characters that we see in the future films is ultimately nullified because it's like, oh my God, will Andor survive? Well, obviously, because we see him in Rogue One. We see Mod Mothma in episode 4. We see Saw Gerrera. So it's like, it's like a guard dog with no teeth. It's just there's no sense of danger. It's just such bleh. Just move forward. Give us something after episode 9. Give us or go far into the past with High Republic and when the Jedi had the proto sabers, and proto sabers were like lightsabers, but they needed a battery pack with a cable. And I believe it was actually the Sith that created the modern lightsaber with the kyber crystals, and it was a self-fulfilled energy source, and they didn't need that battery pack because you see in the High Republic, all the Sith had to do was cut the cable, and the proto saber lightsaber would be useless. Either go far in the past or far in the future, but I don't know, like this whole prequel stuff is just like I already see what happens to these characters, so why should I care? I don't know. I mean, if you feel different, correct, voice your opinions in the comments section. Back to the article about future Lucasfilm projects. He mentioned he was looking into winding down his particular character, Matthew Wood, as a Lucasfilm veteran of 32 years, told the outlet. So how do we move forward? The company has enlisted the assistance of Respeecher, a Ukrainian startup that uses AI technology to craft new conversations from revitalized old voice recordings. Okay, that's I gotta say that's pretty damn cool. That's pretty cool. Respeecher's relationship with Lucasfilm began with the Disney Plus series The Book of Boba Fett, for which they recreated the voice of young Luke Skywalker. The two also teamed up for the voice performance of Darth Vader in the series Obi-Wan Kenobi, which debuted on Disney Plus this summer. Now, what he did, I mean, granted, it was Hayden Christensen in the costume, but the voice of Darth Vader sounded freaking phenomenal. So I thought, I was like, man, James Earl Jones got a second win. He got it back. But if it was AI, I can't complain about the results because it sounded phenomenal. So now it'll be interesting to see how this AI technology progresses because honestly, if this AI technology gets good enough, and hey, hell, if we could put like custom AI voices on our on our GPS or direction by direction, hell, give me Kevin Conroy's Batman. Then I feel like I'm driving the Batmobile. Anyways, comment down section below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about James Earl Jones retiring? I think it's a well-deserved retirement. He has served us well. Enjoy, enjoy walking into the sunset. Anyways, take care and take it easy.